to finish A Deal with the Devil by Elizabeth O'Rourke, and honestly, I feel like you definitely chose correctly. Like, I was really hiding it that this book I was definitely enjoying more, and yeah, still on that track. I think I'm a bit over 75%-ish now. My iPad just died and I had to go download my camera, so I didn't quite update with the 75% mark, but like a little bit afterwards, and my gosh, this book is just wonderful. I am obsessed. I love these characters. I love this book. It's so fun. It's very angsty, and it's just one of those like romances that work for me. Like we had like I said, I don't really call this book I don't know. I don't call it enemies to lovers. It's not like they had this growing hatred for each other, but they didn't get along at first to like this friendship, but there was like an attraction between them, so they're like in denial. It's wonderful. It's a fun time. I'm quite enjoying myself. I'm enjoying this book. It's a good time. I recommend it highly. Especially for someone like me who doesn't typically like, enemies to lovers, is mediocre on Grumpy Sunshine, I guess. Like, I like it when it's done like this, if that makes sense. It's not a trope I'm necessarily against. It's just like when it's not done well, it doesn't work out as well. But like in here, it's working well. If you're not a fan of rich people either, like those typical billionaire stuff, like I feel like you'd still enjoy this. Like honestly, it's not like, I don't know, the other rich people story that I don't care about. It's just still good. It's enjoyable. And yeah, you kind of have like this hero who's just kind of like lonely and stuff, and then like, yeah, like he doesn't want our protagonist Tally to leave because like now like he kind of feels like he has something here. And I just like the way these two connect with each other. I love every part of it. Like I love their banter together. They have like wonderful banter. And yeah, like you can see like they mean a lot to each other, but like at the same time are like so scared to like act on things. And there's definitely miscommunication, which I guess that's the only part of this book I'm not loving, but like at the same time I feel like for these characters it makes sense. Like obviously I just wish miscommunication wasn't in books period, because it's very obvious like they both want the same thing, but like they're scared to also act on it, given circumstances. And I think it makes sense. I don't like it. I still don't like it, but like I can accept it. There's a lot of drama going down. I honestly will probably finish this like pretty soon, probably within the next hour, but I'm enjoying it quite a lot. It's a fun time. I find more thoughts to like express in this book. Like honestly, like it's just going in an upward trajectory as it has this whole book. Like the more I read, the more like addicted I get to this book. And yeah, I definitely have to check out more of Elizabeth O'Rourke after this, because this was wonderful. Everything I definitely wanted it to be. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't end up disliking it as like, it could have gone, because this is one of those books like I was unsure about. Like I was like, plot wise, I don't know, but execution wise is fan-freaking-tastic. There's a lot of like angst, sexual tension just going on right now, and I'm enjoying it. It's a fun time, and I don't know what else to say about this book other than like it's wonderful, and like I highly recommend it, and you should definitely pick it up. Especially if you're just like looking for something kind of like angsty but like a fun time. And yeah, I just really like the characters' relationship with each other, and just like how they've really grown to trust each other, especially when like trust is very difficult for both of them given like circumstances, like the breakups that they went through. It's like very nice to see how they're able to trust one another, and just like how like even like when they ask each other the hard questions, like they're willing to kind of answer them. Now they're just like longing for each other, but at the same time it's like we can't be together, which I'm okay with it. I'm enjoying this. I'm excited to finish it, but at the same time like I don't want it to be over. But like this is 10 out of 10. Wonderful. You should pick it up. Yeah, I'm gonna go finish it now, and I will update you once I am done the book, and then I can share my final thoughts with you. Okay, so it's been a few hours, and a few hours ago I finished A Deal with the Devil, and I gave it 5 stars. Honestly, was not expecting it to be a 5-star, honestly, from like the first half of this book, especially like I think the first 25%, like I was thinking, I didn't know for a little while, and then I was thinking like 4, and then like 4.5, and then 5-star, here we are. This was wonderful. I really enjoyed this book. I liked kind of the conflict, like I knew it was kind of approaching in a way, but I liked kind of how it was kind of similar to the conflict I recently read in The Heartbreakers by Ali Novak, but like handled a lot differently. Because in that book we kind of had this main character and her sister had cancer, and so because of that she kind of stopped living her life, And in this book, we kind of have a similar situation where the main character kind of gives up everything for her family, but like doesn't get like anything in return for her family. Like she's constantly bending over backwards for them, and they're not doing that for her. And so because of them, she ends up kind of stop living her life and going after the things she wants. Especially in this last part of the book where Hayes is the thing she wants. She wants to be with him forever. She like absolutely loves him, and yeah. This book, where do I begin? Honestly, it was so good. It was so cute. I really liked the last half of this book. I'm just a sucker for just like a cheesy happily ever after, and this, like, I knew it was coming, but it worked for me. I was just happy. And then like when I get to the end of the book, it's like there was like a little thing. It's like sign up for your newsletter to like see like their honeymoon or whatever. So I definitely clicked that and signed up for Elizabeth's newsletter. So now I can. I mean, first of all, I love her book anyways. I love this one, so I'm definitely going to be checking out more of her books after this. And I'm excited to read this little, like, honeymoon part, so it's kind of like, okay, this book's not entirely over yet. I can kind of have this one little thing with the characters, because, like, I really like these characters. I love their dynamic together, and I just love what they meant to each other. And their relationship was just really sweet and cute overall, and I cannot recommend this book enough. So yeah, I love this book. This is so far a success, so that's good. I've had, like, 4 or 5 stars this year. I've read like 13 books this year because I kind of just started reading again in like May, June-ish. I've had 4 or 5 stars, and honestly, technically I could almost say like 5 stars actually, because there's a book I still haven't finished yet that is going to be 5 stars when I finish it. I can't explain why I haven't, and just because I was in a reading slump, that's why. Which is the most successful, I think, like average rating wise, like I've had in a very long time, because I don't give out 5 stars easily. I think I'm being a bit easier on it this year. Yeah, some ratings just might go lower at some point and become 4.5. I don't know. I used to give like everything a 4.5 and then would up it to 5 stars in the future. But yeah, so far my ratings are like pretty high, given I've only read like 13 books this year and 4 of them are 5 stars. I think that's saying a lot. So I'm happy with that. Like, I'm just happy to be enjoying books. And you know, I get the occasional 1 star still, such as a book I read last month, but you know what, like, if I'm enjoying what I'm reading, I'm having a good time. My brain's partly like, you're not being as critical, but like, honestly, no, I just think I'm reading a bunch of good books, which, where's it there to complain about there? You probably are guessing, was this book better than All Roads Lead to Here? And honestly, without a doubt, yes. Obviously, this book was better. If you want to see my reactions to what I thought of the rest of that book, just click back on this video and then you can be led back here. Anyways, now it's time to choose which 2 books next I'm going to read and which one you think I'm going to like more. So we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black and Soundless by Rochelle Mead. So I'll give you a little plot on both of these. Cruel Prince is a fairy book and it's enemies to lovers, and that's honestly all I know about this one. It's fantasy and yeah, fairies, and I don't know too much else aside from that. I just know it's been like pretty hyped up. So, this is one of those ones I'm like apprehensive about. Could be hit, could be miss for me. I don't know what direction this is going to take, because this is one of those enemies to lovers stories. Like, I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I don't know. Maybe I could be one of those people who becomes absolute juked card and trash, or I could just be one of those people who hates them. So, hopefully I'm not happy or I like them half, but I don't know. Or we have Soundless by Rochelle Mead, and this is one of those books that I have previously DNF'd. I DNF'd it a few years ago, like way back when I was in 7th grade or something. So long time ago, and it's a book I've decided to give a second chance to. I believe there's like I don't know if it's a second chance romance or if it's friends to lovers book in this story in this one, or ship in this one. But this one is about this like community that lives up in the mountains, and everyone in this town, community or whatever, has gone deaf. And some people are starting to go blind too, and they can't like go down this hill for themselves or whatever, and they can't like communicate with people because, like, you know, they only know sign language and can't hear and whatever. And so their rations start getting like lower, and that's when our protagonist ends up starting to be able to hear. And so I think she's gonna end up with the guy she has a thing with or whatever, and they're gonna go down and talk to the people or something like that, I think is the plot. These books, I don't know which one I'm gonna like more. We'll see. That's all I really have to say, so I guess it's time for you to choose which one you think I'll enjoy more.